Happy Sunday. How's it going? Hope you're doing great. Hope you've had an awesome Sunday. This is the first Sunday that we've been in Miami without an event in, I want to say like 2 years. And I've had the most magical day. I've read half of this book that I just started on women and investing and what holds women back in investing and misconceptions about investing, and it's just been a spectacular book and quite honestly a spectacular Sunday. Hope you're having an awesome Sunday too. I just wanted to hop on here because I am en route to the airport. Would love to do a Q&A. Have not done this in a minute, and I miss doing lives and Q&As. It's just been a little bit of a crazy couple of weeks. That would be my husband honking at me. What does he want? What do you want? What do you want?
Hey, are you live?
I am live. Would you like to say something?
We're watching you.
Oh, why don't you join me?
Maybe we'll join you.
Okay, why don't you join me on my live?
We're crashing your live.
I love it when you crash my
Get in
live.
front of me.
No, you get in front of me. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going. Go first. Jeez Louise. Well, there you have it. So we're on our way to Canton, Ohio in order to kick off what's called our Business Mastery and Leadership Program. Brennan just requests to be in the video. On our way to Canton, Ohio to do what's called Business Mastery and Leadership. It is maybe not what you would think it would be. Canton, Ohio happens to be where the Hall of Fame is. You might be thinking, why on earth are we doing a leadership program in Ohio? Well, Hall of Fame is there. We're doing a bunch of things with Hall of Famers. Ray Lewis is going to be there, a handful of other awesome former NFL players talking about all things leadership, business growth, how to have the right mindset in order to get to where you want to go. And we've been prepping for this thing, so we are beyond excited to be able to actually have this event come to fruition. Okay, I'm going to go back up. Can you show me your dashboard setup for recording in the car? It's just one of those Otter boxes where it like magnetically clips onto the back of the thing. And it's just on my windshield, so I don't have to hold it. I can look at you while also paying attention to not hitting anything. Oh wait, is Brandon Dawson requesting? Josh? What is the name of the book? The name of the book is, it's right here actually. What is the name of the book? Come here, Josh Dawson. Hi, Brandon Dawson.
What's
Long
happening?
time no see.
I
It's
know.
called
I
Girls That Invest.
almost rear-ended the car in front of me. Almost died. Because I was looking at you in my mirror.
Why would you be doing that? You got to be safe when you're doing lives. I'm a professional at this.
Well, Josh, should I have Josh hold it now? No,
Maybe. Well, Josh, do you want to keep your life?
Yeah, I do.
Good. So then
I
you
love
should
your
hold the
car,
phone.
by the way. Your car's sexy.
Thank you. So we're on our way to Business Mastery and Leadership. People are asking questions in the chat. Curious to know, Brandon, on a Sunday afternoon, what is your mindset? It's really loud where you are. Can you turn the music down?
Music's
Wow,
off.
there's a lot happening. Why does it sound so loud?
I don't know. It's because Josh is noisy. No.
I don't know. You guys you're killing my vibe right now, dude.
Sunday. So what's the question?
Mindset. On a Sunday, first weekend of August, what do people do in order to get ahead in their business, get ahead in their life?
Well, first thing you and I did is went through our calendar this morning to find out how many events we have, where we're going to be, when we're going to be there. We're on the road for the next 3 weeks. I think we're not in any particular home for more than maybe 3 days. And for us, we're just, we know what our target is. We want to try to hit 9.5 to 10 million in revenue this month. So in the one business, and we want to hit 10 million in the other business. So what we do today was a recharge day for us, although we're on our way to Ohio right now for the Hall of Fame. But just getting our mind right, make sure we get enough rest. Today was a nice day of rest for us. We got a half day.
I I don't know about rest. I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning, worked out, read half of a book.
Yeah, well,
Took
you were
coffee.
going crazy on that book on investing and private equity.
True that. So interesting on the calendar piece. At People Essentials yesterday, I don't think I told you about this, but there was a guy who raised his hand and said, "How on earth am I supposed to spend time creating an onboarding plan when I have 6 people who work for me who aren't as smart as me, and I have to do all of the work because they don't know what they're doing?" And I pulled up my calendar, and his takeaway at the end of the event was me pulling up my calendar to show like the back to back to back to back, the scheduling, the weekends, the mornings, the evenings. And he said, I know that high performers have back to back schedules, but it didn't dawn on me that that's what I'm not doing right now. And I think about our
Yeah,
schedule
well,
and
he's also
what it
blaming his
looks like.
people. He's saying
No,
he doesn't have
100%.
time. He doesn't have time, and he's blaming his people. But I guarantee you, he's not helping his people because he's not spending any time with them. To your point.
And unwilling to onboard them properly and spend the six
Yeah.
to 10 hours that it takes to create an onboarding plan to have it
That's
solidified.
that entrepreneurial dilemma I talk about, where they hire people and they throw them at things and they get mad at them for not doing it because that's how they would do it, but they aren't your typical person, and they started their business because they didn't want a boss, didn't want to be told what to do, didn't want to be held accountable, and then they hire people and then they treat them the way they wanted to be treated, which is ignore them, and then they get pissed off at them when they don't know what they're supposed to do. It's a cycle for sure. For sure. Did I hijack your life?
That's okay.
Hey, you know what though? I just wanted to tell you that I miss you already.
You're right in front of me.
I know, but you're in a different car.
That's true. But it's like we're together without being together.
Exactly. But this is your life, so I'll let you go. I just wanted to tell you I can't wait to see you in 20 minutes.
Okay, can't wait to see you too. Love you lots.
Love you too.
There you have it. Just finished up recording a 47 training unit for business between yesterday and today. No time during the week. So I make time on the weekends. That's what it's about, guys. You make time. I remind myself whenever I feel overwhelmed that I create time. I tell myself that I create time. I'm not effect of my schedule. I'm not effect of the meetings I have to be at or the events I have to go to or the dinner opportunity that exists. Like, I'm not affected those things. I create time. So if there's something that's bottlenecked in your business, you can just stop lying to yourself by saying, I create time. Because you do create time. And I do think people just tend to lie to themselves. Oh, no one can do it like I do. I'm too busy. I don't have time. So many people just use that excuse. I don't have time. You don't have time because you don't create time. You don't invest in the right resources. You don't invest in the right learning in order to know what you need to know in order to have the time to do the things you need to do. Speaking of onboarding plans, if you haven't read my book, I give the template of my onboarding plan in my book. You go to cardomentors.com/teamwork. You'll get the book for free and the onboarding plan, which instead of taking 12 hours, I'm going to shave like 6 hours off of your onboarding plan creation. You still have to make it. You still have to do it inside your business and figure out the right components, but the onboarding plan and the template is already there and exists for you inside the book. So that's cardomentors.com/teamwork. You pay for shipping. It's the cost of the Starbucks coffee. Don't sleep on that. Get teamwork. Teamwork is literally, I know Brandon like just left the chat. Maybe he's actually still on. I'm so proud of that book because it's still the stuff that I use every single day. It's still the onboarding, the one-on-ones, and our business has grown from 0 in revenue 5 years ago to we'll do 10 million in revenue this month in one company. We're going to do $10 million in our second company. So we're going to do 20 million in revenue. We have over 330 employees across these businesses. I still use the same onboarding plan. I still use the same one-on-ones. I still use the same annual performance review. We're just about to go through annual planning right now. Same exact process for 5 years. So many people think that you're just stuck and I don't have time. I can't figure out how to get in front of things. You just have to have the right information in order to get in front of things. And I had to learn many of these things the hard way. Brandon taught me so much, but there were also things that I had to learn because he didn't have some solution. It didn't have some like, here's a template, Natalie, that you should use. And so I had to create many of the things that are in Teamwork from scratch. And that's why I'm so proud of them, because I actually know that we use them. And so many people in the business space, and especially on social media, just talk about all of this bullshit that is a theory to them, or that they've maybe used with a handful of team members. I've used our one-on-one plan with hundreds of our own team members and tens of thousands across our clients. Like, it's not some, oh, this is a nice to have one-on-one. It's legit because it works. So if you haven't read my book, Teamwork, cardometrics.com/teamwork, get your copy. Okay, what does this say here? What was your business model, Natalie? Oh, what is your business model? So we have an organization that does training and development for small to mid-sized businesses, that when we have found businesses who actually implement the training and develop their team members the way that we believe businesses should be built, we, in many cases, will partner with them. We will invest capital in them, and we have a portfolio, which is why I was mentioning our second business. Our portfolio has over 14 companies, and we take some majority, some minority stakes. We will continue to take majority stakes in businesses because we know how to operate them, and we find that a lot of times the minority stake doesn't work as well for us because there's pushback or resistance to the things that we know have to get done, and then it just ends up being a waste of our time. But in that process, from the events, there's management consulting services that we also offer small businesses who maybe aren't ready to partner with us, but are trying to get to the between 5 to 10 million in annual revenue size, so that they can be in a position to partner with us and we can help them scale, grow, exit. There's some hobo right here. I can't lose Brandon, or else I'm not going to know how to get to this airport, and then I can't hang out with you on this live. Oh, I see him. Okay. Also, some of the best music is on Sirius right now. Okay, I'll find the. What do you do after coming back from vacation and have nothing to do and feel like you have zero energy? You don't have nothing to do when you come back from vacation. You should have your busiest days. The last 4 days have been the busiest days since coming back from vacation. They are just stacked. So I started looking at my calendar for this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on Monday of this week. That's the normal time that I always review what my upcoming 7 days are going to look like. And I just started stacking. What are the things I need to do? What are the time blocks that I need? What are the meetings I need to have? And a lot of the things that I've been doing very recently, as I mentioned earlier, is reading. It's so obvious to me what the next version of our business looks like and what I don't know in order to help get us there. And so I'm just like a mad woman, reading, learning, understanding more about some things in order to make myself ready for this. So when it comes to vacation, like ideally on the vacation, you're getting clearer. Like, first off, we wouldn't be taking a vacation if there wasn't some tie out to our business. We don't need a break from our business right now. We are like all hands on deck, pushing everything as fast as we can in order to grow, not because we're trying to like piece out of this thing and exit. So this vacation, yes, it was a vacation. However, if we didn't plan on having takeaways out of the vacation, we wouldn't have gone on the vacation. We went with our business partners. We went to grow, not just mess around. And I would say I spent a good portion of the vacation just like thinking about, okay, how do we get to this next place? What are we doing? There's so many conversations around that too. So the vacation to me isn't a vacation from life. It's like, how do you have a reset to really look more strategically at where you're spending your time and what you're doing in order to align with where you're trying to go? And we do that once a year. It's super helpful for us to do that once a year. I would highly recommend that anybody does that, to just like level set and ensure that where you're spending your time is actually in alignment with where you're trying to go. You're such an inspiration. Love being the SPU and CV. It's so awesome. Thank you for being a part of Cardo Ventures. Thank you for being a freaking awesome client. If you ever need anything at all, just shoot me a DM. would love to see you in Ohio. I'm part of a start. Oh shoot! I just missed a red light. Brandon's gonna beat me. I'm part of a start getting ready to pitch investors. Any advice on winning a pitch? So much advice. Know your numbers. Know your numbers. Know what you're looking for. Understand what your value proposition is. Speak confidently about it. Have the numbers written down. Understand your financials. Be really clear on what you're going to be using that money for and why you are really ingratiating the potential investor, because they can help in a specific way outside of just giving you capital. Um, the more tailored your approach is, shoot, right, starts to keep up. The more tailored your approach is to who the person is that you're pitching, the more success you're going to have. So don't just think that every single pitch is going to be the same and it's just a copy and paste. Like, why can that person help you specifically with the challenges that you're having right now? And can they help you in an advisory role once you do get their money to inform the decisions? Or is that not what you're looking for? Like, just be really, really clear about why you're taking somebody's money, why you're raising money to begin with. We are huge proponents of bootstrapping. Oh, Ellie is my favorite. Okay, I gotta find Brandon here. Um, Fun fact, I've been to 9 Nelly concerts. Huge Nelly fan. Love Nelly. Obsessed with Nelly. But back to bootstrapping, your investors are going to have more confidence in you to the extent that you know how to make money. So do you really need to be pitching investors right now, or do you need to be focused on what your business model is to actually make money? Because if you're making money, the pitch is easy. If you're making money, people who have money are actively looking for places to put their money where they have confidence in the operator and the owner to know how to make money. So before you even go into this, like, I would be checking, do I make money? Have I put everything into the business model? Because that is also going to set up the pitch more so than anything else. If your business works, you're going to be able to raise money. It's hot. Gotta find it again. So what would you change? Anything you've done in the past few years? Man, I would have spent more time on self-development than I did. I'm very hard on myself, so of course there's a million things I could say, like, oh, I wish I would have done this better and learned how to do this better and figure this out. Like, I am my own biggest critic. Okay, Brandon Dawson. I'm my own biggest critic. Oh, nice. This person's so nice to me. Thank you. So of course there's a bunch of things, but when I look at what's happened over the last 5 years, I don't know many people who have done what I've been able to do, what the group that we're a part of has been able to do. So even though I'm hard on myself, I look at the stats, like, how is my marriage? How is my health? How are my relationships? How is my income? How is my net worth? Every single one of those things. How's my spiritual condition? Every single one of those things has never been better than it is today, and has improved. And if I would have graphed it, the trend line would be like this. It wouldn't be like slight. It would be significant growth in a short period of time. So I don't think there's many things that I would have done differently over the last few years, if I'm not being super critical and hard on myself. But if I'm being really critical and hard on myself, of course I could give you a couple of things. I like your enthusiasm. You're in San Tropez. I live there. I became rich in sales. Awesome. All what you guys tell is true. Enthusiasm, take action. Yeah, show up. Be excited. Have a good attitude. Don't be negative. and just take massive action. Going back to if I would change anything in the last few years, part of why I wouldn't change anything is there's been so much massive action. And when you have that burn the boats moment, I had that moment during COVID, all of a sudden there was no option but to take massive action. And so if you're going through a hard time right now, or there's some challenge in your life, how can you use that as your reason, your excuse to just go all in? And I felt like I needed that in order to rationalize to the people around me why I wasn't going to spend as much time with them. Like, there needed to be a crisis in order for me to extract myself. And going and looking backwards, I didn't actually need a crisis. I just needed to make a decision to do something different. But COVID and the pandemic really created that opportunity for me to be like, okay, I'm going to become a different person. And enthusiasm and massive action, I could attribute 95% of the success that I've had in the last 5 years to exactly that. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Can your hair be any more bleached? Probably. Could be wonder. Kind of a dumb question, but any tips on a new person starting their new job tomorrow? Congratulations. Okay, yes, lots of tips for somebody starting tomorrow. Ask your manager within the first week, hopefully via email, to clarify in the job post that they made in order to hire you, to clarify the specific measurements to every one of the criteria. You could propose it. That would be an even better. That would be an even better. That would be an even better way to do it. But getting really clear on the measurement for success in your first 90 days, and you taking that initiative with your manager, is the best thing to do, because it's easy to think that you know what the expectation is. You probably don't. Your manager might not even know what the expectation of your role is. So get clear from a numbers perspective. And the first thing that I do whenever I'm in a new environment, and I encourage my team members to do, is ask the key stakeholders what is wanted and needed. First, you have to introduce yourself. Say, hey, I'm Bob, and I'm new here. This is the position that I'm in. I just wanted to reach out. I'd love to have 15 minutes with you where I can better understand what is wanted and needed from you in this new role that I'm in. So you should be having that conversation with 5 to 10 people, maybe 12, depending on how large the company is and how many people you're going to be working alongside. And then once you know what's wanted and needed, follow up with them on a recurring basis, probably weekly, on how you're making progress to delivering to them what's wanted and needed. If you do that, you will skyrocket very quickly. Don't take the slow approach. Don't try to start fixing things and solving problems. Understand what success looks like. Get on the communication lines of the people who need to know you and you need to be collaborating with in order to be great at your job. Understand what they need from you and go execute on those things. It can really be that simple. It's good. Do you grow faster than business? I mean growth. Do you grow faster than business? I mean growth. I'm not sure what that means. Give it your all, Matthew. Find ways to bring value and it will reward you in the long term. Couldn't agree more. Happy Sunday. Do you have a social media team, or do you do it all yourself? Teamwork makes the dream work, ladies and gentlemen. Of course I have a team of people that help. We have 12 channels across 3 different brands. Mine, Cardinal Ventures, Brandon's. Have a team. For sure have a team. But I very recently have gotten incredibly involved in our social content because there was too much what I call abdication to team members. Instead of me being clear and training and duplicating, it was just like, here, go figure this out. And so I would say up until really a couple weeks weeks ago, it was less me and more the team. And now moving forward, it's going to be more me, more Brandon, and the team is going to absolutely facilitate and execute and strategize and all of those things. But going to be a lot more involved, which I'm really excited about. Okay, I'm almost to the airport. The airport, though. Um, can vacations be tax write-offs since you'll be investing time actually working? Some vacations can be if you're actually working on vacation. You saw clients. So for sure, that's definitely within the tax code to, because is it a work trip or is it a vacation? If you're actually working, is it a vacation? I don't know many business owners who fully take off time and aren't working, but you'd have to be seeing clients documenting that. You know, you can't write off your kids' flights or your spouse's flights if they're not in the business, etc. You're a great motivator. Miss your live streaming. I've missed my live streaming too. This is one of my favorite things I do because so much of the content that I create is just me creating it in a room somewhere and being able to engage with people. It's answer questions. It's literally my favorite thing. About to pull into the airport. Yes. Yes, we sure are. Hello. Hi. Just let the record. Oh, wow. What happened to my face? Oh, man, I hate the. Oh, there we go. Okay, I accidentally hit that. I don't like the filters that make you look like you're a different person. I'm not really a filter person in general. Every once in a while, you know, little touch up when it's a rough day, but it's really not my thing. So many people out there really filter it up. It's one thing to like softly change how you look, but I don't know, some people get crazy with it. It's not my thing. How do gosh, how do you see the economy in the US? We invested for millions in the stock. Hello. Am I good? Thank you. You too. There's definitely a recession that will come. The market can't be this good for as long as it has been. You look at trends over the last 40 years in the economy, and yes, we did have a minor downturn in 2020 due to the pandemic, but that wasn't a real correction in the market. And it wasn't a real correction because it only took 33 days to rebound back after that. And so we are a little overdue for some type of recession in the United States. I don't see the implications of that quite yet. I don't see the effects of that. We travel from city to city in the States, and I don't see a recession, and I don't see the tightening up, but it is bound to happen. So there's opportunities there. How often do you go live? Maybe once a week. I used to go live a lot more. How did you improve your speaking and presentation? Where you said what you conveyed didn't come out the way that you wanted. Oh my gosh, guys, I used to be the worst at speaking publicly. I had a really unfortunate experience that just scarred me from public speaking when I was 20 years old. And I got over that through practicing, but it paralyzed me for about 5 years. I wouldn't make a public presentation from 20 to 25 because I was so terrified of what people would think of me. I was so just introverted on myself, thought I sounded dumb, and I really like struggled to communicate my thoughts. They would get all jumbled. It sounded really smart in my head, and then when the words come out of my mouth, not so smart. So the way that I got over that was I thought about what it would be like to be in Brandon's shadow for the rest of my life because I wasn't able to communicate succinctly, and I wasn't able to lead a team of people or to make presentations because I just didn't get over this whole thing. And when I thought about 80-year-old Natalie just like following her husband around and not having her own identity and being insecure for the rest of her life, it's like, I'm gonna fix this now. I'm not gonna wait. This has to get handled. Oh, guys, look at the jet. Look at the jet. You can't really see the jet. Look at that. Isn't she sick? Oh my gosh, I love her. She's just the greatest thing ever. There's him. Well, I guess he's actually the greatest thing ever. My favorite person on the planet right there. Anywho, rooting for you guys. Put the work in this Sunday. Make your dreams happen. They're possible. They're within reach. It takes hard work. It takes practice. It takes reps. It takes hours, but it's havable. And just get it done. Do your thing. Gotta go.